I have zero carpentry skills, so my bed platform is literally particle board, 2x4s, duct tape, and Velcro. So I noticed that, okay, so my bed is on a homemade bed platform that I literally put together 2.5 years ago, which I have a video on it. I'll link it in the description. It's just a piece of particle board and some 2x4s. I gotta see what my kid's barking at. What are you barking at? Oh, he sees dogs. Okay, Wynston was barking at dogs. So anyway, I have the bed platform, and then I have a 3-inch foam pad from Home Depot, and then the trifold mattress, right? This is the Milliard trifold mattress, but you know, I have to kind of like shift it every morning. The mattress kind of moves, which is fine, but I noticed that the foam kind of moved backwards, so I'm just going to shift it up. And as you can see, what's nice about this trifold is you can just fold it up and move it. But let me show you real quick my foam and my platform. Okay, so this is all it is. This is my platform, so that way it stays level. I have the boards sticking out up front because if for some reason the platform shifts, it will hit my center console and it won't shift forward anymore. So this is the foam, and as you can see, I just need to pull it forward a little bit and I can vacuum in there while I'm at it. Okay, so now I'm sitting on the foam and I adjusted it. I moved it forward a few inches, and I decided that I will use my lint roller to clean under here as well, because why not? And I think I also might need to adjust my shelf a little bit. I try and keep it so clean in here, and I think it is. And I like projects like this because it gives me an opportunity to further deep clean. My next tinker project, since it's pretty nice outside right now, is I'm going to remove my metal shelf and just readjust it a little bit. So it has these legs that have screws so you can adjust it to certain heights. And one of them actually came out the other day, so I'm just going to take everything out, clean it, use a lint roller on the carpet right there, and make sure everything's where it needs to be in terms of the shelf height, since it is adjustable, and I secured everything with a rubber mallet, so actually nothing has moved, but it'll just give me a chance to go in there, clean it up, make sure it's sitting on the floor where it needs to be. And I might actually use my new glue pads and cut them up and use them under each of the legs to just add a bit of security. Alright, so I removed the shelf. As a reminder, this is from Lowe's. Purchased it in store. I have a bungee on the back, so my stuff on the top shelf doesn't go flying when I'm driving. And it's pretty clean under here. I'm just going to use my lint roller real quick to get up the few pieces of dog hair. And then I also had this little piece of wood that Maddie gave me that has actually been leveling my shelf, because on this side the shelf sits right here but not on this side, so I just needed a little bit of extra support for that side. I took out the white shelf as well so I can clean under there. It's a little bit dirtier, so I'll use my vacuum and my lint roller. Also, I just wanted to show you this. I do use this space on the side of my shelf, just have a few little odds and ends in there that are easy to get to. You can also use this if you don't have a jack. It is an empty compartment that you can use for storage, but if you have something sitting next to it like I do, you would have to take those items out in order to get to your storage. Alrighty, so I got everything cleaned up. Made sure that my shelf was still level where it needed to be, cleaned off my white shelf, and then I just secured the legs a little bit more with the glue pads. I cut a half of one into 4s Just gives it a little bit of extra security. Now I can put everything back on my shelf. And Wynston was supervising. I ended up cutting a piece of my foam board at last minute, so I just cut it into 4s to make my shelf a little more stable. And then the last step, I need to take a bigger bungee out of my rooftop box, but I'm gonna bungee. I have these bungees, or these 2 shelves bungeed together on the other side, but I'm going to bungee them together on the front and then hook them to here to further secure it. Okay, would you like to do the taste test of the chicken? You would? Okay, let's blow on it. We have to make sure it's not hot. Okay, tell me how it is. Is that good? Get your approval? Okay. It's not even 9 a.m. and kiddo decided that the day has to start. So mom is still in her blankies drinking her coffee. Yes, I got Wynston a new Betsy Johnson blanket with teal skulls on it because he told me he needed it. Oh boy, I might need to have another cup of coffee today. Wynston and I are going into town today. I was gonna go tomorrow, but Maddie has his Starlink to pick up at some point, so we decided that I'll go into town today, and then that way whenever his Starlink is ready for pickup, he can do that. So when I go into town, I like to make sure that I have my van nice and clean and organized, everything put in its place. I just feel better when I do my errands that way. I consolidated my water so I can get my water filled up, my trash dumped, and then I unplug everything from my portable power stations, and then I get my Rock Pals and my Jackery plugged into my DC and AC plugs back here in the van so I can get those charging up via my van while I go. And we don't have a lot to do today, just get a little bit of food at the grocery store, and like I said, get water and some trash, so it should be a pretty quick trip. And today's going to be the warmest day, so it'll be a good day to run errands since we have the air conditioning in the van. The van is ready, so Wynston can lay on the bed if he wants to. Just folded all my blankets, put my pillows away. I'll put my trash on my floor here. Wynston knows we're about to get in the van and run some errands. So if Maddie was not here and I was solo, a lot of people ask, like, do you pack up everything? Do you leave stuff at camp? What's the deal? Well, in an area like this, it's really safe. People are really good to each other. So I would honestly leave everything I have set up. My water table, even Winston's playpen, and my chair, I would just leave, especially because I don't want someone taking my campsite. I could even put up some of my cones. And then if I was solo, again, I would have my shower tent put up. Right now Maddie's is up, but I would put up my shower tent, so that would be here as well. That stuff isn't super valuable in terms of monetarily. My solar panels I would take with me though, of course. But since Maddie is here, I actually have my small Vitomin and a solar panel out because he's not going anywhere, so he'll be able to watch that. I often recommend just leaving your chair, a rug, inexpensive items if you need to save your camp spot when you're going into town. I see people leave like their entire setup, so just depends on where you are and the vibe you get. Maddie and Wynston are directing the, I guess it's a truck that unloads porta potties. So Wynston and Maddie were directing, helping. Are you helping? Are you being a good boy helping? Yep, the boys help. Good boy helping. So here's what's going on at camp today. Maddie's acting wild and out of control as usual. Yep, there he is, just acting wild. Wynston is writing tickets for everybody that are having way too much fun. You know, fun police things. I have my Van Power solar out, getting plenty of son to charge up my Vitomin 1500 watt, my new one, which I'll have a review coming on that soon. It has replaced my van powers. I also have my small Vitomin, the one that Maddie gave me, being charged by my Rock Pals. I just use that Vitomin for my Hot Logic. And then I got my Jackery and my Rock Pals units charged up via my van today as I drove into town. It's very warm, so I will be taking another shower later just to rinse off. But as you can see, we have so much shade at this campsite, and a really nice breeze has picked up. So I think we're at the end of the extreme heat. I do believe it's 88 today. And then next week after Labor Day, it will be back down into the 70s. Now, my shower did break yesterday, so I ordered a new one, and that will be delivered to me on Sunday, just in time for me to hit the road again next week. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video all the way to the end. We have a gorgeous day today, so I am getting that bungee out of my rooftop box to secure my shelf, and that should be good. I feel really good about the reset I did on my bed and the shelving unit. Remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.